So over the years at IWA, we've seen so many life coaches go out, start their own practices, and be able to positively impact their clients' lives and help their clients achieve their dreams, their goals, resolve their problems. I've been passionate about how to bring this work out into the world in more of a service-based way. My initial idea was, how can I take what I already have access to, the tools and resources that I have, and be able to offer it in the world in a more powerful way, in a service-based way. And what I discovered was that without just donating money and trying to solve people's problems, the tools and resources that we have as integrative coaches was such a powerful and helpful set of tools to go into underprivileged areas that were lacking resources and had a number of significant problems, both locally and globally, in order to help people to achieve their own goals and to resolve their own problems. So from the style of coaching that we do at IWA, the idea for service was born, that instead of giving a man a fish, we would teach a man to fish, right? Because then they would be able to feed themselves forever, not just for a day. We were able to take some of the hours that our students were spending on their practicum and be able to donate those hours to people in need through different organizations. So that was one thing that we incorporated into the IWA Global Empowerment Initiative right away. And another thing that we did was we started offering different organizations that do provide support for people who have experienced traumas or tragedies or any kind of desperate need for assistance, coming alongside of those organizations and providing scholarship programs so that their employees or the people who work for the organization can have the types of tools and resources that an integrative coach does in order to support the different people that they're helping. And then our global aspect of the initiative was born. And this was really an exciting adventure for me, because it took about 3 years in development for us to finally find another organization that would allow us to come alongside of what they were already doing out there in the world and partner with them. And we found an organization called Journey. And what they were doing is these amazing philanthropic trips or adventures where people could go out into these different areas around the world that were in desperate need of things like basic needs being met, food, housing, shelter, running water. And Journey was taking people to have this incredible adventure and enjoy a beautiful environment and incredible vacation, but at the same time they were also there doing service work and building homes and helping people to have these tangible resources that they desperately needed. So we came alongside of Journey and began partnering with them and going out on some of these trips, and we've committed at this point for the next 3 years to 4 different small villages in rural parts of Nicaragua, right on the coast. And these are little fishing communities, little agricultural communities. Nicaragua is a third world country, and most people don't even have the opportunity to get educated. Many of them can't read and write, and most of them do not have, in these rural areas, even access to clean running water. They have the opportunity to buy water once every 2 weeks if they're able to afford it. There's a lack of housing, there's a lack of medical care. When someone has a medical emergency, they're in a very bad position if they're not able to get miles and miles away to a hospital. There aren't things like ambulances or rides to the emergency room. They don't have the opportunity to have access to education or resources the way that we do here in the Western world. When I was in Nicaragua this last time, there was a woman that came to me, and she had 2 young boys. One was probably about 5 years old and the other one was 3. And she was deeply emotional and desperate to get her children into school. And she shared with me that she couldn't send her children to school because she couldn't even afford the school supplies. So education, just the access to education, is non-existent for most of the local villagers. So there's 2 parts to the work that we're doing in Nicaragua. The first part is life coaching, and this is really coming in where we meet with the villagers. We also coach the community leaders about mindset. what we discovered when we were there was that there was a mindset, a lack mindset or a victim mindset where they couldn't because they didn't have. They couldn't solve their own problems. They needed someone else to do it for them. They had to wait for someone to provide them with money or resources or for the government to fix it. And they were sitting in a state of desperation, unable to move forward. They were very stuck. So what we did is we came in and we began doing this mindset coaching, began helping to shift that mindset and have these paradigm shifts that enabled them to see what they were able to do and what they were able to create on their own. And the second part of what we're doing there is life skills training and education. Because here in the Western world, we can Google anything. We can search a YouTube video on how to do almost anything. And that is not something that most of the people in Nicaragua have access to. Education and information, simply how to make something or how to start business or how to solve a problem. This is not information that they have access to. So some of the life skills training and education that we've been able to provide is researching all of the things that they've shared with us that would be helpful for them to learn how to do. Things like learning how to raise farm animals, to become farmers, how to expand their agricultural knowledge so that they can grow their own food. Things like teaching them how to desalinize their own water using the ocean as a resource themselves. Through coaching, we've been able to see a huge mindset shift coming from this place of victim to a place now of empowerment where they're able to create self-sustainable positive change. The powerful changes that we've been able to see taking place have been beyond what I anticipated. We're really committed to seeing them fully become self-sustaining. This includes going on service trips there every 6 months and continuing the coaching in person, as well as bringing tangible educational and life skills training resources with us. We also have someone who works for us full-time in Nicaragua and takes these life skills trainings and education out into the communities and teaches this information all throughout the area. In addition, all of the community leaders participate in monthly coaching sessions to really help stay connected and continue growing forward.
My experience in Nicaragua was like nothing I have ever had before.
I left this trip with a fire burning inside me, something that won't be extinguished, and I am just thrilled to have been part of.
It was very impactful, and it's something that I want to continue to do, and I encourage anyone to come alongside us and see this continue on, and these tools being used so that we can make a difference on a global level.
Really was a transformative experience for me.
This service trip and providing life coaching and life skills to the individuals in Nicaragua was life-changing.
It was really beautiful to really see like different souls coming together to create.
This created hope, and that was so amazing to see.
I'm very much looking forward to coming back.
This experience truly, it changed my life. It shaped me. It molded me. It gave me a new-found sense of living my life in totality.
If you're like me and you're passionate about making a difference in the world and really being the positive change out there that you wish to see in the world, however, you might not know how to do that, there's 3 different ways that you can get involved in the IWA Global Empowerment Initiative. Number 1, you can donate. Number 2, you can share this information on social media. Invite other people to become aware of what we're doing and to join us. And 3, if this is something that excites you and you would like to come along with us, I'd love to invite you to join us on our next service trip to Nicaragua.